Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're happy to be back for yet another training webinar, this time focused on the luxury market. We're joined today by two amazing partners. So I'm going to introduce them first of all. We have a newcomer to Travel Bulletin's virtual events. So it's a warm welcome to Danny Joel, the sales manager of Scenic Tours. Hello, Danny.
Hello, Simon. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's good to see you. And also we have today Karen Lee, who is from the marketing department of Hummingbird Travel. Hello, Karen. Karen, you're very new.
Hi, Simon. How's it going?
Here I am. It's good to see you. Right. Okay. So first of all, I'm just going to get a little bit of background on everyone. Not really background, just what you've been doing. Danny, tell me what you've been up to today.
Well, I've been working from home, just doing some emails with the Olympics on in the background, which has been, we spoke about this earlier, which has been really inspiring because we've got a few golds. But yeah, just catching up really. Normal Monday morning, stroke afternoon. Nothing exciting, to be honest.
How about you, Karen? What have you been up to?
Yeah, same old. Starting the week, you know, with lots of emails to catch up as usual. Wishing the sun was out, but here we are.
No, absolutely. Give me an insight, Karen. Have you noticed any uplift in terms of bookings, you know, since the 19th? Has there been any sort of more activity in terms of people wanting to get away?
Yeah, so the Maldives has actually been quite busy for us, even actually throughout the pandemic, which is very lucky. But Seychelles opened up, Mauritius also actually opened up as well. So we are getting a lot of inquiries coming through. So yeah, hopefully this is a good sign of, you know, what's to come this year.
I know you're going to, thank you, Karen. I know you're going to tell us more about it, Danny, but I mean, you've got some exciting news in terms of new additions and what have you as well, haven't you?
We most certainly have, yeah. So next year, we're talking about Scenic River Cruising today. As you know, we've got so many more amazing brands that we showcase. However, next year marks the launch of Emerald Azura, the 100-passenger luxury yacht. So the 22nd of January next year, so warm water sailing, so we're all just jumping through hoops. We're so excited about her. And also we're building Eclipse #2. So she's the steel's being cut for her as well. So yeah, lots and lots happening. New ships being built, all ready for the next few years.
Okay, well, it's all good news. We are going to crack on now. Thank you guys for giving us a bit of a rundown on what's happening. I'm just going to tell everyone how it's going to work. So both of our suppliers today will deliver a live presentation followed by their own individual Q&A session. I ask this every time. If you can, please submit your questions to each presenter using the Q&A function, because I'm going to ask those questions to the presenters after they've done their presentation. Use the Q&A function. That'll be really good. We'll get through as many as we can do. Any that we don't get through, we'll pass on to them so they can reply to you after the event. So each presenter will also announce their competition prize and the question that goes with that at the end of their training session. So you'll need to enter your answers, as always, after the webinar is finished via our website, travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition. The deadline to win today's prizes will be Wednesday, that's this Wednesday, July the 28th at 4 p.m. Up for grabs today, we have a bottle of champagne and also a £50 M&S voucher. So let's hope that everyone is feeling lucky, a bit like Team GB today. So we're going to crack on with Danny's presentation now. So I'll see you in a bit, Karen, if you can sort of mute yourself and turn your screen off. Danny, you share away and I'll see you after your presentation.
Wonderful. Thank you, Simon, so much for that wonderful introduction. And welcome, yes, Travel Bulletin valued agents. So for those of you who don't know me, Simon done a little introduction there, but my name is Danny Joel and I am one of the sales managers representing Scenic and Emerald Cruises. So just to give you a little bit of background first and foremost, so we were started in 1986, nearly 35 years ago, by our founder and owner here in Australia. He simply bought a coach, started offering coach tours in and around Australia, and at the end of the decade, our Scenic touring program went global, offering tours in Australia, New Zealand, Tasmania, the Rockies, and beyond. We're very much a global operation with hubs all around the world. For example, in Vancouver, Florida, here in the UK, up in Manchester, Zug in Switzerland, and down in Southeast Asia. And as you can see here, we've won various awards over the years, which we're really, really proud of. So we do urge all clients to look online with recommended provider for which, Cruise Critic, and more, because we know their technology, or they're technically digital now with their the lockdown and everything. So we do urge them to look online to see the wonderful awards that we have won. So in 2006, Glenn then decided to venture into the world of river cruising. So he's chartering out river vessels in and around the European region, but Glenn, being Glenn, always knew he can do it bigger and better. So in 2008, he come up with a design, took it to the Holland shipyard, and we're now so proud to say that we own, we manage, and we operate 12 of what we call scenic spaceships. Yes, they're called spaceships, not because they're from space, it's because they're so spacious, larger than your industry average, cruising all the main rivers of Europe, Southeast Asia, and Russia. So we're gonna have a look. So those of you that haven't river cruised, I thought I'd put this slide in because I'm so passionate about it. The age demographics coming down, river cruising is changing in general. So for example, you only have to unpack once. It's like going on a mini city break. You're stopping all the time. The scenery is just mesmerizing. The different vineyards, the medieval castles, and it's like being on a floating 5-star boutique hotel. They're very stylish, they're modern, lots of marble, lots of shiny surfaces, and they're just absolutely stunning. A choice of comfortable, spacious staterooms and suites. And again, on our scenic spaceships, they are larger than your industry average. And I'll show you some images as we go through the presentation. Dining one of the delicious cuisines that are prepared by our expert chefs. And on Scenic, we have up to 5 different dining experiences. The staff to guest ratio is amazing, about 1 to 3. And also we will offer some amazing onshore excursions as well, up to 4, which is called our Scenic Free Choice. And also you can relax in a truly all-inclusive style. And with Scenic, we go that nth degree, we go that extra mile, putting those little touches, those little bits that make the client's holiday extra special. So as mentioned, we are ultra all-inclusive, and throughout this presentation I'm going to talk to you about our wonderful spaceships, the suites on board, the butler service, because every single suite offers a butler service. Our dining and beverages are all-inclusive beverages, so all the top shelf, your champagne, all the different wines are included. The scenic and rich experience are part of our inclusions as well. This is where we take our guests off the ship to create once-in-a-lifetime experiences, create a wonder. I've done it back in 2018 down back in Austria, and we went to Palais Liechtenstein. We got a private coach pick us up. We saw the ballet. We were fed with beautiful canapes. The champagne was flowing. It was just absolutely wonderful. The Scenic Free Choice, as I said, up to 5 different excursions per day. Scenic tailor-made device. So I'll showcase that throughout the presentation, and also, as mentioned, that nth degree, going that extra mile for our clients. So here we are. This is an image of one of our spaceships. I don't know who can guess where we are here. We're on the Rhone, but in southern France. That's the Pope's Palace in the background there. It's just to showcase one of the ships. They're all custom built for the rivers they cruise down. So they're all state of the art. As you can see here, so midship to the rear will host all of our wonderful suites, and including the panorama lounge and crystal dining. And then midship to the front of the ship, this is where you have portobellos and the panorama deck as well. The sun deck fully collapses. So when you're going under the low bridges, look, you can see that bridge there thinking, how the hell are we going to get under that? But the sun deck completely collapses. The wheelhouse here is on a hydraulic system, and our front of the ship just dipped down a bit. So they're all custom built. The engineering that's gone behind them is absolutely amazing. So our scenic suites are just beautiful. Just going to show you some of the images. So the deluxe balcony suite. As you can see here, we have silk woven carpets, our scenic slumber beds. You can tailor make your bed to how you like. Egyptian cotton bedding, pillow menus. See this wonderful scenic sun lounge here. So the push of the button here, the window slides down, creating either an indoor or outdoor space, Apple TV on demand, a restock mini bar, and much, much more. The bathrooms are brilliant. Power shower. You can even play mood lighting and all your favorite classic songs in there. I love dancing away as getting ready before dinner, you know, and wonderful towels, bathrobes, Occitan toiletries, and much more. The Royal Panorama Suite, as you can see here, it's a little bit like a junior suite in a 5-star hotel with the sun lounge here. And then the Royal Owner's Suite, as you can see here, separate bathroom and a separate balcony area, separate lounge area. And look at the bathrooms, the roll top bath, the vanity sinks, the double shower, bathrobes, and much, much more. So as you can see, they're absolutely stunning. The all-inclusive dining on board is absolutely immense. I've been working in the luxury travel sector now for over 20 years, and I can honestly say I've never had food quite like it. As I said with Scenic, there's up to 5 different dining experiences on board. And the beauty of river cruising is that you're stopping all the time, so we're able to put fresh produce on our ships, which is just amazing. So Crystal Dining is the main dining area. This will serve a full buffet breakfast, lunch and a la carte dinner. And this is where we do the welcome meal and then the farewell dinners as well, and all paired up wonderfully by all the local wines, depending what region you're cruising down. This is Portobello's, our Italian speciality on board, or Alamore if you're cruising down the French region. Now, every single guest will get an invitation to the speciality restaurant throughout their cruise. Table Arrive, this is for Diamond Deck guests only. This is a 6-course degustation menu, again paired up wonderfully by our sommelier, and depending on what region you're cruising down with the different wines and the different courses that you're having. The River Cafe, all day grazing, freshly baked pastries, paninis, gourmet burgers, one of my favorites. And if you like, if you're going to venture out on your own on one of our electronic bikes, they will organize a picnic box for you as well. Or if you choose just to stay in your cabin with your sun lounge, your window down, breakfast, lunch, or even dinner in bed if you like. It's just a wonderful way if you wanted to not socialize, you just want to be on your own in your room. But as I said, all of our suites, every single category will come with your own, very own butler. Now, just to showcase one of our scenic free choices, this is in the Bordeaux region, and it's really popular with our guests. It's called Scenic Culinaire, and this is where our executive chefs will take you off the ship, take you to the local supermarkets, buy fresh produce, come back and do some live cooking demonstrations, but obviously paired up with those wonderful local wines as well. So it's really interactive, and as I said, really popular with our guests. Wellness center, manicures, pedicures does come in as an additional extra, but entry to this area is free because we have the wonderful salt therapy lounges now. A new addition to our spaceships, but a wonderful area where all this salt incense, helps you breathe and clear your sinuses. It's just wonderful. An onboard gym with all the latest equipment. And then must be my favorite part of the ship, the sun deck. So a 360-degree view, the Vitality pool with an inbuilt jacuzzi here. You can sit here, watch the ever-changing scenery of a glass of mocktail, a glass of champagne, a gin and tonic, whatever you want, served by the butlers again. But it's just a wonderful way to take in the scenery. Now, as mentioned, another one of Glenn's amazing innovations is the Scenic tailor-made device. Now, this is a downloadable app, and it acts as 3 different things. It's got an inbuilt GPS system. So whatever region you're cruising, whether it's Europe, Southeast Asia, or Russia, this device will pick up where you are. So for example, we're sat on the sun deck, we're cruising down the Rhine, we see a medieval castle. This device will pick it up. You tap the button, it'll tell you the battles it went through, who lived there, and much, much more. If you decide to venture off out on your own, you can do pre-programmed tours on here as well. And also it acts as a listening device if you're doing one of our free choice activities. So an incredible bit of kit. Now, I can't go into all of the itineraries because I know I'm on a time scale here. However, I just want to highlight some of the rivers we cruise. So we do Amsterdam right the way down to the Black Sea. These rivers were opened up in 1995. So if you wanted, you could do a right the way down for 23-day. Another popular one for new to river is Budapest to Nuremberg. So 4 different countries, 3 capital cities. Another good one for new to river is Amsterdam down to Basel. And all for your food lovers, and your wine connoisseurs down here in the Bordeaux, the Rhone and the Saône, and then the Seine River as well. And then the ever more popular Douro River down the bottom. You can't see the Southeast Asia down here. We have the mighty Mekong and the Irrawaddy. and also the Volga River here in Russia as well. But if you do need some more information, you can always get in contact with us at Scenic and Emerald Cruises, and we can go through in a little more depth on the individual itineraries. Now, I think we're going to have a video played here. Ash, is that all right if you play the video for me?
We are about to step on board the brand new Scenic Jasper, the latest addition to the most luxurious fleet of river cruise ships in all of Europe. Now, they are known as scenic spaceships, and they truly are the absolute pinnacle of design and innovation. So why don't you let me take you on board and I'll show you around. Welcome to your Scenic Sun Lounge. Now, with just the touch of a button, your balcony is perfect in any kind of weather. The beds themselves are truly remarkable. The bed linen, the finest Egyptian cotton. And then there is also this remote. I can alter the height of the bed. I love that. Oh, and did I mention the pillow menu? Whatever pillow you would like. And the bathrooms, they are just stunning. Plenty of space, lots of shelves. But without a doubt, the one thing that all the guests adore, we all have the use of our own private butler. Hello. Thank you, that is just beautiful. Thank you, Peter. Well, this is what they call the Royal Panorama Suite. You are looking at the most spacious, the most beautifully appointed room on the entire river. Isn't it gorgeous? This is the Panorama Lounge. For us guests, this is like the heart of the ship. This is where you can come at any time to catch up with new friends, chill out. A lot of the activities and nighttime entertainment takes place here. No surprises. The tea and coffee making facilities are the most popular spot. The River Cafe is a favourite little place for me. This is where you can come to for an early morning breakfast, maybe a light lunch, maybe a cheeky little gelato, please. Thank you so much. Also, if you'd like to head out on your own for the day, just ask for a picnic box. Nothing is a problem. And when you're out and about, why not take an e-bike for a spin? It does all the work for you. One thing I recommend you keep on hand is your River View Guide. It is amazing. Whatever point of interest you pass, you press a button and you'll hear the story. Now, for those who like to be a little more active, this is your slice of heaven. In this room, we have a state-of-the-art gym. Over in here, the Zen space, the Wellness Centre. And here is the hair salon. This is my happy place. Now, this is the Crystal Dining Room, surrounded by big, beautiful open windows. And hello, check this out, the most delicious buffets and a la carte menus created by award-winning chefs. It's flexible seating here, which means you can plonk yourself down anywhere you like. You have a huge choice of both red and white wines. This is Portobello's, or L'Amour if you're cruising through France. I think it's fair to say that it's a truly exceptional and slightly more intimate dining experience. Diamond Deck guests will savour an appreciation for fine food, beautiful wine and good company at Table Le Rive. Now, this is a 6-course degustation dinner created by our world-class chefs and then matched perfectly with the best wine from our sommelier. On these magnificent ships, nothing has been left to chance. All those tiny touches, right down to the finest detail, has been thought of. But it's the world-class service team who provide the ultimate in personal attention that will make your scenic cruise truly memorable. You'll find there is no better way to experience the wonders of Europe. So come on, come and enjoy this for yourself. Scenic looks forward to welcoming you on board.
Excellent, thanks for sharing that, Ash. That was our very own Australian Jane McDonald, Catriona, bless her little heart. So let's start sharing my screen again. Here we go. We're nearly there, guys. So we do have to mention it because the world has changed. So our commitment to our guests' health and safety and their well-being does remain our key priority. So we've implemented lots of different protocols as well. So just to highlight a few of them, medical evaluation tests, our dedicated team are regularly tested and all have been vaccinated. I suppose one of the big one is air circulation on our ships. All of it's pumped from outside, so nothing's refiltered inside. That includes all the communal areas and cabins. Enhanced cleaning, contact-free movement, and much, much more. So you can, the guests can book with confidence with Scenic and Emerald saying that. So if you want some more information, do get in touch after the presentation. We do have some fantastic online trainings and a brilliant agent portal. So we do urge you to look on this as well. And some wonderful videos on Scenic and Emerald cruises, which will go in a little bit more detail on the individual cruises and the itineraries that we feature. Now, we have some wonderful offers too. This savings up to £1,200 per person. Plus, we've seen that you get the free door-to-door transfers. And in addition to that, our super early bird offer is savings additional 10% when paid in full, 12 months prior to departure. So it's a big, big thank you from me, Emerald Cruises and Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours. Back over to you, Simon. Simon? There he is.
Don't worry, Daniel. I haven't gone. I pressed
oh, good.
you were starting to worry then, weren't you?
I was. Clumsy jumped ship, so excuse me.
Right, we're all good. I was worried at myself at one point during that because I thought no one's asking any questions, and suddenly, like the buses in Southampton, they all came along at once, and suddenly we got lots. So I will crack on with them because there's a few people who've asked a number of questions, which is always good.
Oh,
so
glad to hear.
Which is, yeah, I know Tina Hammond has asked a number of questions. So I'm going to start with what are the, yes, in the, an odd one to start with, but I think one that a few people will want to know the details on. In terms of the bathrooms, is it just the sort of special suites that have a bathtub, or is it showers almost everywhere?
Yeah, so it's generally a shower, but the top two categories of suite will offer the roll top baths as well. So unfortunately, they don't all offer, but it's quite unique that we do offer baths in suites in general, because a lot of river cruises, not mentioned no companies, are taking out baths because of the space. Zip it, Danny. But no, so it is quite unique. So there's the top two categories that offer the roll top baths, which is great. But
no, that
you get the power shower. The power showers, I must say, though, are amazing, Simon. You would love it, seriously.
It's like having a. I must admit, I'm a huge fan. It's like having sort of a massage, isn't it? But being in the shower.
Yeah, and as I said, it's got mood lighting, so you can adjust the lighting and it plays music. I mean, I could just spend all night in there, to be fair.
We'll move on. Just on that
anyway,
note, we'll move on. Are all the specialities, Tina also asked, are all the speciality restaurants free? We've had this somewhere else as well. One of the other agents has asked that. And if you can answer that, but at the same time, can you answer how you book, or do you need to book in advance for the specific restaurant?
That's a good question. So the Portobello's and Ellamore are included. Okay, so that's those two specialty restaurants. When you get on board, the cruise director will give you the options. You get a letter posted through your door with the nights that are available, so you don't have to pre-book it. That's already done for you. And then, as mentioned, Table Arrive, which is the 6-course degustation menu, that is for Diamond Deck guests. So it's a bit of a mouthful, that one. So that's but they will get one invitation per 7-night cruise for that. So that's so. But generally, all of our, everything's included.
Okay, but do you book it, or can you book it in advance, if that makes sense?
No, you can't. No, it's all done when you're on board.
When you get on board, okay. No, that's good. But as long as you know what's on there, and is that sort of thing as well? You know, the app that you were talking about.
Yes.
Is that sort of thing? Is it that then bookable on the app when you get on board as well? That sort of option?
Well, it's set evenings, but per cabin, so it's not bookable at all. They will tell you what nights that okay. Can make it. Yeah. So.
Right. Okay. So Sarah Watson asks as well: is there a dress code, either for the restaurants or while you're staying, in general?
That's a very, very good question. Now, generally, as a rule of thumb, there's not. However, because we're an Australian company, and again, not talking about their dress code, so in an evening, for example, in Portobello's, it's trousers, a nice shirt for gentlemen, and maybe a nice dress, but it's nothing set in stone. There's no black tie dinners or anything like that. It's quite kind of a real relaxed feel on board, which we try to implement. No shorts, obviously, and things like that, which some of the Australians do try and get away with sometimes. But throughout the day, it's kind of relaxed. You can wear shorts and for lunch and breakfast, but as of an evening, we do urge you to wear a nice pair of trousers, shirt, and a dress for ladies. But no official dress code, should we say, Simon?
Okay, great. I've got Jacqueline Brady and a few others have also asked, can you just tell us again? I think I'm right in saying that is there a charge or no charge for the e-bikes?
There's no charge for the e-bikes. They're free of charge. So you can take them out. You can pre-book that, as and when you want when you're on board, and also take the picnic box as well. And I must say, they're a great way of getting around some of these places, and they're really good fun.
Okay, I've got Linda Buckingham asks as well. We're going to wrap it up after another 2, but Linda Buckingham asks, do you have to book to use the gym? And also, in addition to that, are there any classes up on the sort of panoramic top on the sort of sun deck or whatever?
Again, a very good question as well. The gym's open, so you can use that as and when you want. But we will, the selected days, we'll be doing, our active managers will be doing some different, yoga, for example, some stretching and stuff on the sun deck, which you can pre-book. That'll be on your program that you get in your cabins when you arrive. So you can pre-book that as and when you want. So.
Fantastic. I look forward to the activities on the sun deck as you're approaching the bridge that's a bit too low. I think that's.
Don't worry, I'll be in that vitality pool with a glass of something, so I'll dodge it.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up after this one. Tim Milner asks a little bit more on the Asia cruises, just in terms of, are they all operating? Is there, or are we under any sort of restriction out there? I'm guessing he wants to know.
So we're resuming operations on the Douro at the end of this month, which we're really excited about. And then following that depends on, but we're fingers crossed, we are opening up France, the main Rhine and Danube in August as well. So things are looking good.
And in terms of Asia?
Asia, still for next year, I think we're looking at Asia at the moment.
Okay,
yeah.
So realistically next year. Okay, great stuff. Thank you ever so much, Danny. That was fantastic, really good. Any others that we've got, we will, as I say, pass on to you. If you can now, just give us a little run back on what your competition prize is and give us the details of your question.
Yeah, most definitely. So the competition prize is that wonderful £50 Marks and Spencer voucher. And the question is, what category of suites offer butler service? Or which categories of suites offer butler service?
Fantastic. Okay, that's super stuff. Thank you, Danny. We'll see you again a bit later on. But if you wouldn't mind muting yourself and stopping your video for the time being. And if I can, welcome Karen back on screen. Karen, are you with me?
Hi, Simon. Yes, I'm right here.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
Karen's going to keep herself hidden, I think. Is that right, Karen?
Yeah, no, I'm going to keep my video off for now. I'm going to do the presentation now and I'll pop it back on just so my connection is good enough.
Okay, no, that's fantastic. Right. Okay. Well, without further ado, Karen, you share your screen and I will see you for the Q&A.
Okay, thank you, Simon. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Karen, marketing manager from Hummingbird Travel. So some of you may already know us. For those who's not quite familiar, I'll tell you a little bit about who we are, what we do, and then I'll be presenting the Atmosphere properties in the Maldives, and also a new resort that's opening later this year. So I'm going to present. So Hummingbird, so we're in the Indian Ocean PMC. We specialize in 4 destinations: the Maldives, Seychelles, Sri Lanka, and Mauritius. We've also recently added Madagascar onto our portfolio, which is very, very exciting. We've got 5 offices across our destinations, 1 in the Maldives, here in the UK, in Sri Lanka, and we also opened up our Seychelles office just before the pandemic. So very, very exciting. So we now do all of our own ground handling, transfers, vehicles, and tour guides there. And actually more recently, in the last 2 months or so, we've opened up our first Eastern Europe office, which is based in Sofia in Bulgaria, with our head of CE sales based there. So very, very exciting sort of development from the Hummingbird side. And during the pandemic, we've actually been very lucky in terms of the Maldives being a very, very popular destination, just because it's very naturally, COVID safe, it's social distancing friendly, and we've been extremely lucky to maintain quite busy throughout the period. All the resorts have adapted really well with health and safety guidelines and PCR testing on the islands. So guests can do regular testing or testing before they depart back to their home country if they need to. So yeah, we've really kind of grown our business in the last year, expanded our team here in the UK. We've got staff based in UAE, we've got staff based out in Canada, and we're working with various reps in Spain, South America, and also the North America region. So yeah, lots of quite exciting things has happened in the last year, which we're very, very lucky about. So we are very flexible in the way we work, and we treat every inquiry and every client, in their own unique way. So every inquiry that comes in, we dedicate a special sort of account manager to look after that particular inquiry. So from start to finish, you'll only be sort of dealt with by one of our staff, and we also have a luxury division as well for any VIP clients. We also have a Hummingbird exclusive amenities. So these could be anything from an early check-in, a complimentary spa or an excursion or anything like that. So anything that help you sort of close a booking, we can definitely negotiate with the resort. We open pretty much every day of the year. So the advantage of having different offices based around the world is that we can cover each other depending on what holidays there are. So for example, during our Christmas and New Year period, all of our staff in Mali is actually working. So it doesn't matter, if it's on Christmas Day or New Year's Day, there's always somebody to answer the phone or reply to your email. And between the team, I would say we've pretty much all been to pretty much all the resorts between us. Whether it's an old resort or new openings, we always try to get out there. Obviously not in the last year, but in the normal world, we do spend a lot of time getting to know the products that we sell, getting to know the destinations, because we are aware there's lots of new openings every year, and old hotels, that there'll be updates, renovations. So yeah, we do definitely try and update our knowledge as much as possible, so we can pass on that to you. And we're not biased in our opinions or experience. So it's just, whatever that we think is best for your client, we'll definitely recommend the best options for you. We tailor-made all of our itineraries. So especially for Sri Lanka or Seychelles, we always try to do something that is, slightly different, something that you might not find anywhere else. Our team in Sri Lanka, they're very, very experienced, and they always know the things that other people might not know. So coming up with really, really unique experiences off the beaten track, anything like that on excursion. And we believe, every inquiry is different, and we never say no to any request. So nothing is ever too difficult to us. So definitely always come through to us, no matter how weird and wonderful the inquiry might be. We have our own online booking engine. So this is a engine, it's a portal where agents can have access to all of our rates across all the properties for our destinations. So all the rates are loaded on there, or the offers loaded on there. The rates are net rates, so it's typically 20% below bar rate. So that should give you about 10 to 15% commission, which is very, very competitive. All the special offers are loaded and regularly updated. So if you are someone who's terrible at maths, like I am, it does all the calculations for you. So all you need to do is access the online portal, run your search, and if the room is available, you can actually book the room immediately. And it will give you the confirmation and invoice within 24 hours. So if you are someone who is quite familiar with the product or the destination, is actually very, very useful to just go straight onto our portal and do the searches, and then you can book if the room is available. But obviously, like I said, we're very, very flexible in how we work. So if you do prefer to speak with one of us, give us a call, drop us an email, we'll reply very, very quickly. And in our sales and marketing team, we can do trainings, we can give you all the tools that you need. So if you need any images, any fact sheets, any all-inclusive inclusions, any details for properties, just come through to us and we'll provide everything that you need. Our goal is to make the Indian Ocean easy for agents. So just a quick sort of explanation on the logistics in the Maldives. So as you may already know, the Maldives is spread across over thousands of different islands. So getting around is quite tricky, but also it can be quite a fun experience in itself. So the main sort of three modes of transport is speedboat. So speedboat is for resorts that are in close proximity to the airport. So any resorts in the North and South Mali Atoll, you can get speedboats to. So the pros for a speedboat transfer resort would be if you are traveling with, small children or elderly, or even if you're arriving into Mali quite late at night, the speedboat actually operate throughout the day and throughout the night. So it's a really quick and easy transfer from the airport. You just jump straight onto the speedboat. There's no waiting time, and you're at the resort pretty much in the next half an hour or so. And then you've got the seaplanes. So the seaplanes are a really fun, unique way to sort of get around. So these will be for the atolls that are a little bit further away. So it is a very small aircraft, and some clients might be a bit funny about it just because, it's a small aircraft and it can be a bit noisy, but in my opinion anyway, I think it's a really fun experience. You get obviously really, really fantastic view of all the atolls when you fly over different resorts. And it's just, it's a fun sort of experience. So this would be for, like I said, the atolls that are a little bit further away, but each sort of ride is no longer than sort of 45 minutes. So you could be at the resort, within 20 minutes, or it could be 40 minutes or 45. So the only thing to sort of take note of this would be seaplanes only operate during daylight hours. So if you have clients that are arriving 3 p.m. onwards in the day, they actually won't be able to get the seaplanes. So then they will probably have to look for the domestic option, or they might have to stay in a hotel that is close by to the airport, and then they fly out on the next day. And then the last one would be the domestic. So the domestic obviously is a bigger aircraft. It's got aircon. It's comfier. It's a little bit more sort of an easy sort of way to get to the outer. So these would be the further atolls. So you could be on the domestic flight for maybe up to an hour and a half maybe. But, this again is a nice, easy way to get to the outer, more sort of remote islands in the Maldives. So that is sort of Hummingbird in a nutshell. And I'll go ahead now and present the atmosphere hotels. So atmosphere hotels they sell really, really well for us, and they're very popular. They're all inclusive, and they just have great options across all 5 of their properties. Some are very family friendly, some are good for couples. So I think, under the atmosphere sort of umbrella, they really do cater for everyone. So the first one is Oblu Henengeli. So this is a 5-star resort in North Mali Atoll. So this is just a short speedboat ride away from the airport. It's an all-inclusive property that's really, really excellent for families. It's got a really fantastic house reef, as you can probably see on the picture on the right. Really, really good for snorkeling, for diving, and there are some really fantastic diving spots nearby as well. So if you do have clients who are really keen to, get out and about and be adventurous and do lots of snorkeling and diving, this is a really good one to suggest. And that all-inclusive is really, really generous as well. Just some pictures there for you. So I would say it's kind of a medium-sized island with very, very lush vegetation across the island, as you can see on the left-hand side there. Some of the villas will come with pools, some don't. So again, catering for different types of. The second property is Oblu Select Sangeli. So this is a 4-star property. Again, also located in the North Mali Atoll. So again, speedboat ride, really easy access for families or maybe even small children. This is a really good all-inclusive deluxe resort. It is a 4-star, so if you do have clients that maybe with a little smaller budget, this will be a really good property that ticks quite a lot of boxes. So they have their sort of fine dining experiences that is included in the Serenity plan. So really sort of unique sort of dining experiences that is included already in their rates. So it's completely sort of hassle-free, is a no-brainer. So the resort is spread across 2 islands and is connected by a bridge. And as you can see there, this one at the end, this is an adult-only island, and it has a pool that's located on one Banyan Island. This is So again, it's good for families, and it's also good for honeymooners or couples that are looking to get away who might not want to be surrounded by kids. And again, some pictures here for you. So yeah, like a lot of really great options for dining, good restaurants, really, really great F&B and service throughout the property. And the third one, we've got Atmosphere Kanafuchi. So this is a 5-star resort. It is located in Laviani Atoll, so it's a little bit further away. So clients can take a seaplane out there. So it normally takes about 30 minutes or 35 minutes or so to get to the resort. Again, it's an all-inclusive property, really good for families, really good for honeymooners, and the reef here is really good as well. It's got 172 rooms, 4 restaurants and 2 bars. So again, great selection of cuisine, great selection of restaurants throughout the island. So if you do have clients who are staying for maybe longer than a week, like this is a really good option. They won't be repeating going to the same restaurant every night. And yeah, the accommodation here, as you can see on the top right, very modern, kind of contemporary style accommodation, nice and spacious. And then we've got Varu by Atmosphere. So this is a property that I've actually been to at the end of 2019, I think, before the crazy pandemic happened. This is again in Male Atoll, so an easy access sort of speedboat transfer, around 20 minutes or so from the airport. And this is one of their newest property in the last couple of years. So again, it's all inclusive, really good for families and couples traveling. And I would say the highlight for me when I was there was the Bay Rouge bar. So in the main sort of hangout area, they've got this really lovely bar, and it's a really lovely sort of chilled hangout spot in the evening, and you can watch the sunset. And obviously they've got a really good selection of cocktails as well. And the live music was also really great. And yeah, it's again very sort of simple in design, really kind of Maldivian feel. Yeah, like very sort of light and spacious, and plenty of privacy. So some rooms will come with villas, some villas will come with pool, some don't. So again, different price point and for different clienteles. And then we've got Atmosphere Ozen. So this is located in the South Male Atoll. It's a 5-star property. Again, it's an all-inclusive, really, really great for families. It's got a really good house reef and a really good sort of lagoon area. So as you can see on the right-hand side here, so really great, you know, for swimming, for diving, for snorkeling, and around the island as well. There's lots of different dive spots. And there are some pictures here for you. And they also have an underwater restaurant, as you can see on the top right here. So it is meters beneath the water. So this is a really sort of unique experience in the day. So if you go in the day for lunch, it's very different to going in the evening. So lunchtime, obviously you can see the water very clearly, but at night where they put like spotlights around the corals, you can actually see much bigger fish or sometimes sharks. So it's very, very special. I've personally been during both times, and I think I prefer the evening. But yeah, it's a very, very sort of unique experience. And then the last one, we've got Ozen Reserve Bolifushi. So this is actually used to be the Jumeirah Vita Valley Hotel. It's now taken over by Atmosphere in the last year or so. So you can kind of see majority of the island has remained pretty much the same, obviously with the management team that's different and the GM. And so this is the 5-star plus property in South Male Atoll. So again, speedboat from the airport, and it's got 90 rooms, 3 restaurants and 2 bars. So this is the sort of the top end of the Atmosphere property group. As you can see, some of the villas come with slides. So this is actually really, really popular for families, especially families with smaller kids. This is just a really sort of fun thing to add to their villas. So, and they also have the first ice skating rink in the Maldives, which is very, very, very special. And they have one of the largest kids club in the destination as well. So really good for families traveling with kids, small kids, and really good for snorkeling nearby as well. And then this is the last resort of the day. So it's not part of Atmosphere, but it's the new property that's opening later this year on the 1st of October. It's Korokoro Maldives. So this is kind of really exciting for us to be working with them. Yeah, we see sort of huge potential. Again, this is a really good, great value for money, all-inclusive island. It's 5-star. It's good for families, families traveling with kids, and it's got really fantastic restaurants as well. And yeah, so this is a natural island, so really sort of lush vegetation throughout, and it's got a really lovely lagoon all around. And just pictures here. At the moment, we only have mock-up pictures. Obviously, we're still working on the photo shoots, but this is what it will look like. So again, it's sort of more on the modern and contemporary side for the accommodation, and some of the villas will come with slides as well. So again, we can already see this will be very, very popular with families. So yeah, this will be sort of another great alternative for any inquiries that are, for families traveling with small children, and if they are looking for an all-inclusive holiday as well. That is all from me today. If there's any questions, I'm sure we'll get onto that now.
Okay, if you can unshare, Karen, that'd be great.
Oh, yes. Still not very good with technology.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, I think you've covered an awful lot there. So that's great. So hopefully I've got a few questions, not loads, but I think, to be honest, you've used a lot of your time up in terms of getting a lot of the information across. So that's great. I've got one from Ian Richardson to everyone who asks, to you rather, who asks, you mentioned most of the properties are family friendly. Could you recommend any sort of adult only ones? And by that, he means sort of 16 plus.
Okay, yeah, I mean, actually, majority of the resorts in the Maldives will be catered for 16 plus, for example. Some resort will do, adults only, but with, maybe 18 plus or 16 plus. So a lot of the hotels will be accepting 16 plus. But if we're specifically looking at adult only, Hurawadi is a really good option. It's located in Laviani Atoll. It's a kind of a small to medium-sized island, quite intimate, but also it's not fully, romantic. So if you do have a teenager going, they're not going to feel out of place. So yeah, I would say that would be quite a good option.
Okay, I've got a couple of ones on practicalities. Sandra Lambert asks, do you have any, do you have a crystal ball, number one? And can you tell us with your crystal ball when the Maldives will be off the red list? Any insight you can give us would be very helpful.
That's a really tough one, and I wish I had the answer. To be honest, I don't know. And obviously I don't really want to be saying the wrong things. We do hope by the next travel announcement, whatever that might be, I hope it's in a few weeks, that it might be amber. I feel like it may not go straight to green. It will be amber, hopefully.
So hopefully by the autumn anyway.
Yes, we're very hopeful for sort of, Q3, Q4. We're getting a lot of forward bookings for sure, and we're quite hopeful that it's going to happen. So yeah, we'll have to see what Boris has to say.
Yes, absolutely. And that isn't one that you were expected to give a definitive one on, so don't worry. Louise Walker asks, again, I'm guessing that there's more than one good time to go, but is there a recommended time that you would suggest in terms of time of year to visit the Maldives?
So although we do say it is an all year round destination, which it is, obviously with climate, no one can really predict what happens these days anymore. But typically the dry season is from around November till about April time. So over festive, over New Year's and Easter holiday. And then from about sort of June to sort of September time, this is typically their wet season. But having said that, I've been in July, and through the whole time it was dry, it was sunny. I think we had maybe 1 or 2 days of rain. And again, I've also been in the middle of December and it had rained for a few days. So can't really fully say, this is going to be guaranteed, sun and dry season. But if someone is looking for, someone's not taking any risk in rain, maybe look at festive and up till April time, I'd say.
Okay, presumably that without you going into, you can give me a nod for this one. Presumably that's the more expensive time then as well, is it?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
But again, I think so. Obviously, we say it's wet season, rain season, but obviously this is the low season in the Maldives. So this also means that the rates will be lower, and the hotels are not going to be fully jam packed, and it's actually a really good time. It's really good time to travel and good value for money.
I know. I was hearing. I spoke to your colleague Tom the other week, and he was saying that there had been some amazing opportunities out there in terms of pricing and what have you. So,
and there's always lots of really fantastic offers for the summer period. So yeah, definitely recommend those as well.
Okay, fantastic, and thank you for that. There are a couple more questions that have come through, but we'll pass those on to you. One thing I'd like to say, Kathleen makes a note, not a question, a statement from Kathleen. It says the veg restaurant, I think it was, I can't remember which property it was at, but she said it's absolutely amazing. And that's from a confirmed meat lover, she says. So
amazing.
Yeah, so obviously we've got agents watching and partaking today who have been to some of the places that you've been describing, which is great. So hopefully they'll be able to send some of their customers there soon.
Fantastic.
If you can wrap that particular part up, Karen, thank you for the training session. Remember, give us a little bit detail now on terms of your prize and your question for that prize.
Great. So the prize for today, we've got a lovely bottle of champagne. And the question is, so at Bulletin, there is an adult-only pool. Which island is it located on? Okay,
so for your chance to win a bottle of champagne, in Bulletin has a red adults only pool during the day, which is situated on which island? Thank you again, Karen, for a great training session. Remember, agents, to enter the competition, you need to go to travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition before Wednesday at 4 p.m. Okay, so we are nearing the end of our Travel Bulletin webcast today. As always, if you need a recap on any of the training, you'll be able to watch the recorded version from tomorrow morning on our website, our Facebook page, and on YouTube. I'm sure you'll agree we've been treated some brilliant training today. So please, I know you can't, but in your own lounges or in your kitchens or wherever you're watching today, give these presenters a lovely big round of applause if you can. And we would like to give you a wave back. Thank you so much for joining us. We won't be doing anything virtually for a little while, but we are back live. So if you're looking to join us, we're in Bristol on the 3rd of August, and we're in Leicester on the 4th of August, and in Birmingham on the 9th of August. So if you'd like to actually come out and see people face to face, I know you've seen Danny and Karen today face to face, but it's not the same. They are real people. They don't have a background like that normally.
Much better in real life.
Yes, come and see the real thing. And I'll be at the events I mentioned. So if you can come and join us, go to the website, sign up and come and join us. Thank you guys all for joining us today. Please give the agents a big, big wave goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Simon.
Thank you very much, guys. And we'll see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you.